Hey guys, this is Chuck Dietz, and today I'm going to show you how to make a simple button in Photoshop. First thing we're going to do is go to File, New. We're going to create a project called Button Template. We're going to make this button 100 pixels wide, 50 pixels high, and we're going to keep the resolution at 72 pixels per inch because that's a good computer resolution. We want to make sure that our color mode is set to RGB as well, and then click OK. First, we're going to select the paint bucket tool, which is right here. If you can't find it, look for the gradient tool, which is right next to it. Then you want to go to your swatches panel, which is right here. And with this swatches panel, you can pick whatever color you want your button to be. I'm going to choose this light blue. And if you don't see this swatches panel, you can go up to Windows, down to swatches, and make sure that's checked. After you've checked the color, then take your paint bucket and click in the center of your button, and that will fill the square. So next we want to select all. You can either hit Control A or you can go up to select and select all. Now you want to go to select, modify, border. We want to make this border 10 pixels wide, and then click OK. Now we want to save this selection. So we go up to select again, save selection. We're going to call this template. And then click OK. So now we go back up, select all, or Control A to select the entire button. And then we're going to go up to Filter, Render, Lighting Effects. And so you can see we can play with our light here. But I'm going to go straight down to where it says Texture Channel, and here's our border selection that we've just made called Template. And that really makes it look like a button. So you can play with your lighting effects, you can play with any of these other settings to your desire. I'm going to just leave it go for now and select OK. Also, you want to make sure your light type is Spotlight. You can also play with that, but I'm going to keep it at Spotlight. So after that, the button now has a 3D effect. So next we're going to put some text to this button. I'm going to select the text tool right here. I'm going to make a small square over the button, over the front of the button. Click and drag, and I'm going to call this button Next. So there's my text. I can alter it whatever way I want. I can change the size, change the colors, change the font type. That's good for now. Next, I'm going to want to change where it's located. So I'm going to select the Move tool right up here. And I'm going to adjust it to the center. Now, if you don't get it exact, you can also use the arrow keys to adjust it to your liking. And then right there we have almost a button. Just want to add a couple more effects. So we're going to right click here on Next, and we're going to go to Layer Properties. No, we're going to go to Blending Options. We're going to add a drop shadow to it. So here you can also preview it if you move the window aside. So you can change the size, you can change the spread, you can change the opacity, so you can make it darker or lighter. And then whenever you like it, select OK. And then there's your button. Now to get this thing ready for the web or any other programs that you want to use it in, we're going to go up to Image. Well, first we should save the button as it is. We want to save the whole project file so that we don't lose any of our data. So you want to save your project wherever you need to save it, wherever you plan on opening it in the future and keeping track of it. And then we're going to go up to Image, Mode, Indexed Color. And it's going to ask us to flatten layers. We're going to say OK. And we'll just select OK here as well. Now you can see it's changed our button to one single layer with indexed colors, which means there's 256 numbered colors. So now we're going to go to Save for Web and Devices. And then here's our button. We can preview it. This is the optimized version, and this is what it's going to look like on our web page or in our software. And then just click Save. We're going to call this btn next.gif. And then we'll click Save. Now we've got a button. So let's say we also want a previous button to go with our next button. Well, I'm going to step backwards, and I'm going to duplicate this layer by doing Control-J. Could also do that by going up to Layer and Duplicate Layer. Now I'm going to first I'm going to hide the original next layer. Now I'm going to double click here, and I'm going to change this to Prev. And now that button still has all the effects that we put on the next. The text is just changed. So once again, I'll just click the Move tool to deselect the text. You can go to Image, Mode, Index Color, click OK, and then go to File, Save for Web and Devices. And I'm pretty happy with that, so I'll click Save. Hit btn prev.gif. Click Save. And now we have two buttons that you could use for a website or a PowerPoint presentation or whatever your heart's desire. Thank you.